ACC Women's Challenge, and we come to you tonight from historic Reynolds Coliseum on the campus of NC State as the Wolfpack get ready to take on the Ole Miss Rebels. They have not played each other in women's basketball since 2008, and all losses for both teams have come to ranked squads. This is a club that was unranked to start the season, got all the way to the Final Four. They have just dropped out of the Associated Press poll, even though their losses have come to three teams that are currently ranked in the top 10. So Ole Miss wearing the blue. Todd Williams, who knows this gym well, played for North Carolina before transferring to Ole Miss with the Miss, and now Aziaha James, who has had a terrific arc to her career. Outside, great start for Rivers.
Now you mentioned Saniya Rivers, and she's averaging just under 10 points a game, had 21 against LSU, and in my opinion, she has to play more offensively minded. They're going to need her to be a double-digit scorer, a go-to scorer.
That's only the fifth three that she has buried this year, shooting 24% coming into this game. Ole Miss, boy, offensive rebounding really is an important part of their game, and Wes Moore, the head coach for NC State, was particularly concerned about shutting that down. Madison Scott, a grad out of Indian Head, Maryland, playing her final year of eligibility. State just 1 for 2. That was Rivers' 3. No one else has taken a shot until James, who got it blocked at the basket by Scott. Another 3, another miss.
Now, if you're NC State, that's exactly what you want. You're going to be okay with Ole Miss taking threes as long as you secure the defensive goal. No, she wants opportunities if they have the advantage in transition, but if they don't, she certainly wants to really script what looks they're going to get, what opportunities they're going to get in the quarter-court. But those are shots right there that you got to be ready to take. Especially with the shot clock winding down, Sadler did not take it, and that led to the difficult attempt by Star Jacobs. Sat out last year after transferring from Arkansas Pine Bluff. Brooks saw a little bit of an opening and attacked beautifully, leading the nation. They're disciplined, and that's one thing that Westmore preaches. Disciplined defense, make teams hit tough shots. Good rotation right there by Aziaha James. James able to save it on the baseline. And Brooks somehow was able to get that shot up and in. We talked about it might have been a little too tough, but at the same time, I think this is a team that's going to benefit from those tough matchups early. Yeah, so they just flat out have to start playing better basketball, but long way to go in the season. And Ole Miss, after missing their first 8 shots from the floor, get one to fall, and it's KK Deans leading his team in scoring at 12 points per game. Second year at Ole Miss. They only played 6 games last year before she blew out her knee. Rivers sounds like, it's almost like she heard what you were saying. She's being aggressive to the basket. Christine Owala, who is a transfer from UCLA, fouled Collier. Career high with 6 rebounds in 19 minutes in their last game against LSU. But this is a team that lost both Mimi Collins and River Baldwin last year. Hayes with the miss, then Ole Miss couldn't hang on to the basket. I mean, he understands the types of players that he wants to coach here at NC State. He gets them to play to the best of their ability, and I was happy for him in this NC State program to get back to the Final Four. Yeah, it was a thrilling year last year. Come on, Saniya Rivers. Hey. Lorena Awou, number 1 in white, is checked in the middle for State to give Collier a break, and she comes up with the rebound. NC State, 3 freshmen, pardon me, you get quite a bit of playing time. NC State just continuing to do a really good job of staying inside, of boxing out, securing those boards. And she's got a height advantage underneath, but they couldn't get it. And now Dean's breaking away. A little primal scream after she got that one to fall in. KK Deans has all 4 of their points. And this is what NC State needs, right? To turn it up defense, or NC State, Ole Miss, excuse me, to turn up their defense, to create some offense from that defense that allows them to set their pressure. Brooks, quick first step. She's gotten hammered a couple of times.
has been looking for some fouls. None coming there. And then, oh, they lost her underneath. What a pass by Rivers.
Great find by Saniya Rivers.
She has twice as many points herself than Ole Miss does. Rebound by Chinley, but it's taken away. Brooks crashes to the floor. That was the second foul on Iwala for Ole Miss. Devin Quigley, a freshman, number 0, checking in. The backcourt for State. And there's a chance for a three-point play for Awou. Lorena Awou from Illinois didn't start playing basketball to her freshman year in high school. Had been a volleyball player. And a nice hustle play by Hayes to grab the rebound. Hayes going to the free throw line. Top 10 men's college basketball matchup in Gonzaga. It's at Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. Deans with a miss. Rebound bounces into Rivers' hands as we go inside a minute in what has been an NC State first quarter. Rivers handing it off to Hayes. Shot clock winding down. They get it inside. Too much on the shot by Awou. Now the shot clock is off for the Rebels. Scott gets one to go. Just the third made field goal of the quarter for the Rebels. So NC State
to make a statement tonight. That first quarter was a first step towards it.
And what an impressive quarter it was, particularly for Brooks and Rivers, who combined for 14 points. Ole Miss, 3 of 16 from the floor, just 19%. Pam Ward and Stephanie White joining you from Reynolds Coliseum, part of the SEC ACC Challenge.
When you see Ole Miss is switching every on-ball screen, and if you're NC State, you want to look to get the matchup that you want and attack that.
And with the shot clock winding down,
who's not afraid to take the big shots?
Oh no, I think she just showed us that. Rims in and out for Scott. She's been very active and draws the foul.
Good to see her back on the bench.
Last year, preseason first teamer this year. They're coming off a record-breaking and record-setting win against Alabama State. They're finding the points much more difficult to come by, but just 1 second chance point for Ole Miss. There's another throwaway. That's the 6th turnover and then a foul around midcourt. And Aziaha James is indeed coming back into the game.
She was a player who was also impacted by a veteran class getting an extra COVID year and transfers coming in as well. And she did. She stuck it out. She continued to put in the work, and last year had a banner year.
Finish underneath for Star Jacobs. Good pace to the game. Gosh, James got hit again, but she's okay. It's 5-on-4 basketball right now. Ole Miss pulling the trigger. Sadler. That is their first made 3 of the game after they missed their first 7.
And how do they get it? They get it off of a turnover. NC State is a team that traditionally takes great care of the basketball. They don't turn it over a whole lot, but turnovers, bad shots, fuel exactly what Ole Miss wants to do.
And we heard that when she told Coach Moore she was coming back, when he thought she might transfer, he actually leapt out of his chair. James has missed her 2 shots since coming back in.
That's a great take.
And there you go. The hoop and the foul.
Because she wanted an expanded role. Now she has an expanded role and an opportunity, and we need her to step into that opportunity.
Missed the free throw. Says she's been sort of a utility player for her. Jones, so much confidence. Wow.
Hey, that's one of those no, yes kind of shots right there.
And a great reaction from the freshman. breaks down defenses, and as we've seen, plays with a lot of confidence. Maddie Cox, the sophomore, grabs the miss. Comes from a very athletic family, including her sister Lauren Cox, had a great collegiate career at Baylor. Rivers, long three. Todd Williams comes up with it. Ole Miss is trailed by as many as 16, trying to get it into single digits. That's a tough shot off glass. So NC State has 5 turnovers in this quarter and just 2 made field goals. And they're letting the shot clock wind down again. And a 3! It's the lead back up to 11. See, Wallace not going to shoot from there. Sweet turnaround, but it just rimmed out for Scott.
And see how it would be played. Now, right now, this is a different type of lineup, but put somebody else in it. Maddie Scott's just going to switch, and she's going to be able to defend a perimeter player.
And one-on-one, and Brooks wins that contest against Deans. Zoe now with 8. After the lead was cut from 8, NC State gets a little bit more breathing room.
Great kick.
And a terrific look out on the perimeter. But the miss by Thompson. Jones calling for it. She didn't pull the trigger, gave it to Brooks instead. Zoe Brooks.
Not everybody has to take the shot, but if they get multiple players touching the ball, it creates the best shot.
They've certainly proven how good they are. Shot clock again. Very teeny.
That was a great defensive possession by Ole Miss. Now see if they can get some offense out of it.
A good look and a better result for Sadler. Sadler now with 8 points as we go inside a minute in the first half. That breaks an 8-0 run for State.
We got to get the ball inside with a mismatch like this.
Or Jones can just take another three.
And take another 3.
She's hit all 4 of them.
Hey, she's feeling it right now. Continue to find that hot hand.
I looked over and Coach Moore was telling her, was waving her to go into the lane, and she just pulled it, and it worked.
She said, I'm feeling it.
4 threes matching her career high. She had 4 of them against South Carolina earlier this year. All 12 of her points coming in this quarter off the 3-point shots. And now State can get some more points. Brooks. Somehow it was able to get inside. Awou got the shot off, but it didn't land. As NC State leads at 37-21. How about Sam Jones with 12 points, hitting all of her threes there. And this really did a good job against USC and UConn. They shot combined 16% from distance.
And they have had a hard time scoring. But let's not forget, this is an Ole Miss team that has been down at half before against tough opponents. USC down 19 to UConn, came back, had a 28-point third quarter because they were able to get out in transition. They were able to get some easy buckets, and then they knocked some shots down.
But that's a turnover. Deans threw it right to James, who gets her first basket since hitting the floor in the first quarter. And the very good news for NC State is that James only came away with a chipped tooth after a face plant that looked pretty scary. So that's a nice move. Taking a lot of time off the clock as well. Shot clock now at 3. Sam Jones isn't in the game. So who's going to shoot? They don't get one off. And that's just part of their MO. Here's a turnover, 2-on-2. James gets it over to Brooks, who slices in for the bucket. Todd Williams, the North Carolina transfer, with time winding down. Richardson for 3, back rims it, and Chino able to get inside. Rivers hit the deck, and then the second chance opportunity worked for Sadler.
Well, that's the other way Ole Miss scores a lot of buckets, right? Offensive rebound putbacks, and NC State in the first half did a great job of defensive rebounding. Now if you're Ole Miss, you just got to chip away. You got to get some stops. You can't be trading buckets, though.
Continuing to give up the offensive rebounds. Hayes with her second basket. You mentioned Ole Miss on the offensive glass on the season, averaging 19.5 O boards per game. The coach would like to see them up their points off of those second chances. Todd Williams with the miss. Hayes running the floor well. And a good job to cut off Rivers. And then in the little secondary action, there's James. Aziaha James held scoreless in that first half, limited to just 12 minutes after chipping her tooth on a hard fall. Richardson coming out aggressive, but that's another miss. Hayes with the rebound, and Ole Miss is going to sub in 3 players at the next whistle. Brooks. Oklahoma down 17, came back to beat Louisville yesterday. Peyton Verhulst, who started her career at Louisville, came back to really hurt her old school. And my goodness, North Carolina with a big win over Kentucky. There's exactly what Ole Miss needed.
Oklahoma, I mean, that Oklahoma-Duke game was a marathon game as well.
Right?
But yeah, but Peyton Verhulst 21-7 against their former team.
Scott with the miss after getting fouled by Awou and making the field goal. And there's a turnover. This is Ole Miss basketball. Turning you over, trying to score in transition. As we go inside, 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Too much from Scott. Perhaps anticipating some more contact. And you see James can calm it down.
That's that experience right there. Sensing where they are, sensing the pace is a little bit more in favor of Ole Miss, and you don't want to give your opponent any opportunities.
Inside, the double comes quickly on Awou.
I thought she traveled first.
Well, the foul has been called and staying active. Are good rebounders born or made?
I think there's a natural instinct, a nose for the ball that good rebounders have, and then I think they learn how to track it, and that's a skill.
But you gotta want to, right?
You gotta want to. It's all effort.
Awou with the basket to get the lead up to 22. Scott, that's a nice dish, boy.
I anticipate Ole Miss trying to come with a different type of pressure. It's been a little soft in the full court.
Shot clock at 7. Brooks attacks the basket. Little hesitation. 17 points now.
She's been so good. Her pace has been really good. Her understanding of what Westmore wants out of the offense has been on point.
And just her second year, one of her goals coming in and wanted to lead the team in assists this season. Right now she is behind Rivers, or excuse me, James, but just barely. Scott gets the basket. But as that shot is off the mark by Awou. And things started to get better. Only the second triple-double in NC State history. Had that last year against Liberty. Oh, and that time, Brooks got beaten off the bounce by Tamiya Sadler.
I like how aggressive Sadler's been. Coach O talked to us about needing a little bit more from her, and she's stepping up to that challenge.
12 points, the only Rebel in double figures tonight.
And a team that has 4 players that average double figures. Since Star Jones has not gotten going, Kennedy Todd Williams has not gotten going, KKD. ACC Network and on the app. And what
Should be a very exciting season in the ACC. And right now, Notre Dame is still leading Texas.
Yeah, you have that Notre Dame-Syracuse matchup.
Yes. It's going to be chilly.
I was going to say, it might be a little cold up there.
You're going to be warmer where you are.
Absolutely.
Texas?
I'm a little soft, so that's good.
Yeah, it was 50 degrees today, and you're talking about chilly. It does have 5 rebounds and 3 assists. Cox tried to draw the charge, but instead it turned into a bucket for Scott.
So very early in the third, Madison Scott gets pulled out, maybe one possession in, and has come back much more aggressive to the rim. That's the Madison Scott that Ole Miss needs all the time.
Rivers got her hands on the ball, but Cheatham was able to take it away. Cox thought she had a clean block, so did the faithful here. Sends Scott to the line. Have you done those sending a message substitutions in your illustrious coaching career? You can either respond that way or pout, and
yes,
pouting's not good.
No.
Now with the quarter coming to a close, Zam Jones threw it away, and an opportunity at the buzzer, but just a touch too late. But then they lost 3 games, all the teams that ultimately were in the top 10. The best strength of schedule for any Power 5 school, and they dropped out of the top 25 recently. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I was surprised that they dropped out of the top 25. You know, I don't think you punish a team for losing to 3 top 10 opponents. Now, at the time, TCU wasn't top 10, but certainly they have been the surprise team thus far in the NCAA. But, you know, when you look at some teams who don't have a blemish on their record.
Madison Scott did a good job to draw a foul in the preseason. Top 25 in the AP, and not only did they make it into the, I mean, they were like in the top 10 before December even hit, because they got out of the gate so well, got some great wins.
Yes.
Including UConn, right?
Yes, they did, and you know, it's going to look a little different, but right here, this is what Ole Miss wants to do. Now, they need to continue to turn it up. You know, again, they had a 28-point third quarter against UConn, so they can score a lot of points in a hurry. So if you're NC State, you certainly want to manage the clock, but you've got to still get yourself good shot opportunities.
Shot clock again, winding down. James with the attack and another offensive rebound, that time by Collier. There's Zam Jones.
Well, that's what strong rim attacks do, right? Like, even if you don't score it, it forces rotation. That opens up offensive rebound opportunities.
Jones had 12 points on 4 threes in the second quarter. So her first points other than that. Todd Williams with the attack. Collier. 8 of their games they have played. This is their 8th of the season.
And again, Pam, no coach loves turnovers, but a lot of these turnovers for NC State have been dead ball turnovers, not live ball turnovers that lead to momentum. But Madison Scott picking it up. She's giving her team a little bit of that momentum. And now again coming with a trapping press as opposed to the soft press.
Well, Ole Miss actually outscoring NC State in this half. That was a gift that fell right into the hands of Collier. He put it home. Frantic pace as Todd Williams got it blocked. By who else? Zam, who looked over towards the band over there after the block. We've just had Zoe Brooks after that review unsportsmanlike because of this.
Yeah, the called foul, and then Zoe Brooks just tosses the ball at Kennedy Todd Williams, and the unsportsmanlike call means Ole Miss gets 2 shots and the ball. And again, like these are potentially momentum-changing plays.
And that is a technical foul on Brooks.
You know, NC State, a team that wants to control tempo. Ole Miss, a team that can score in bunches because of how they can turn you over.
Graduated from here in 2017, played ball at State, now on the staff in her 3rd season. And that's a walk, boy. Ole Miss trailed by 22 at one point, 51-29. State has not scored a lot since then. It rims out, but Collier right there again. Chinu, very talented freshman, was able to grab it. Shows you how athletic she is. Chinu to the line. She's averaging just under 11 points per game. You can also catch it on the app. Chinu delivers at the line. And there, the lead is at 10, and they force a turnover.
Yes, and this is the press that you want.
4 times in the last 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
And sometimes that happens. Again, I know you want to milk the clock, and you want to make sure that you're giving yourself every opportunity, but then you get too soft, you get too conservative, and Maddie Scott continues to stay aggressive.
And how fired up is she? Now with 15,
still be moving, but...
Yeah, missed the reverse layout. Collier came up with the rebound, but then threw it away. Full speed ahead.
Gotta stop the ball.
And the follow. 8-0 run. That's over the last 3 minutes and change. Just a key possession ball game. Let's see what they do out of the timeout. Brooks with the miss. And also with all these misses, their offensive rebounding is not as good as it had been earlier in the game. Todd Williams with a great look, and she buried it.
That's her spot. She's so good in that mid-range.
3 minutes to go. 4-point lead. Big-time pressure by Ole Miss. And State slows it down.
You've got to get something going to the rim right here.
Rivers, she's been really quiet offensively since the first quarter. They need something. It's got to be Hayes. Just chucked it up, and it went in. Oh, my goodness. Off the backboard, rattled around the rim, and we rolled in.
Yes, you got to continue to be in attack mode. Get to the rim. Oh, got her.
Good look again, and boy, Todd Williams with 5 quick points.
Great execution.
And big-time pressure. James back-rimmed it. Ball squirts loose, and a foul. It's Ole Miss in the bonus. Todd Williams' first trip to the line tonight. Check it out tomorrow night, 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Valkyrie's time. Todd Williams goes 1 of 2. They revealed their uniforms today. I approve.
I love them. They look great. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, that is a lot of contact. Chinu, pardon me, protest, but she did get quite a bit. Just 68% on the season. Oh. 0 for 2. They're shooting 38% from the free throw line tonight. They've missed 10 of 16.
Same play.
Todd Williams, same space, but nope. She walked before she got it off.
I felt like the call was late.
Wow, that would have been enormous. Instead, it stays a 3-point ball game. A minute and a half to go. James.
Wow.
The first 3 of the half for NC State. And what a time to get it.
That's a big-time shot by Aziaha James.
And the crowd comes alive. She knew 2.5 threes per game. Buried a big one. She knew. 6 points now for the freshman from Mali. As we go inside a minute, 3-point ball game. Crunch time.
They get it across.
A little chancy pass. Brooks was able to gather it. Saniya Rivers against Todd Williams. One-on-one, left it short. A 3 can tie the game.
They're in the penalty. I think he looked to attack.
Instead, Sadler tried to tie it, couldn't do it. Ball falls into the hands of Brooks, who is holding on to the ball, and Wes Moore took a timeout. And a foul right away.
Have an opportunity for a timeout, advance the ball.
Zoe Brooks with a game-high 18 points now.
Big time.
Yep, as you mentioned, her last trip, she missed 2 by their own bench. Wow, Brooks went for the steal. Oh. That's a backcourt violation as Sadler just stepped over. So Brooks acquitting herself after being called for the unsportsmanlike technical foul. And Rivers, that might be her first point since the first quarter. Certainly since the first half, it is. Last time she scored was in the first quarter when she had 8, was very aggressive, going to the rim. With the Ole Miss Rebels. Todd Williams, nope. Chinu, couldn't get it. And there's another takeaway, this time by James. And NC State, who led by 22 in the third quarter, will travel away from this game being tied. And they're able to escape, winning by 7.
Well, this second half, in particular this fourth quarter, certainly not pretty, but to be able to come away with this win is important. And this is an NC State team that's having to learn to win in different ways. Now, we didn't talk a lot about it, but missing their entire front court from a year ago.